Good morning, y'all. It is 6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, and I'm making a fucking video. so, um, and it's funny because I've always told y'all that I only do things when I'm truly inspired because otherwise it wouldn't be real and it wouldn't be authentic, and I can't even really express what's on my mind, what's going through my mind, unless I do things in the moment. So here I am at 6 o'clock in the morning making a YouTube video for y'all. So, are you trying too hard to be happy? Um, that's an interesting concept, and I think that this really becomes the antithesis of how do we find happiness, because I put a lot of motivational and inspirational stuff out on social media, but the reality is that there is a paradox, and people are trying too hard to be happy. As a matter of fact, I'll even go as far as saying they're trying too hard for everything. They're trying too hard. This is a crazy concept, and here's how this came about. Why I'm doing this video at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday is because, ironically, I am in a good place in my life, and I have been for a little while now. And some of it, maybe I didn't even really understand. I did, but it really hit home with me today of how, after all these years of trying to find happiness, unbeknownst to me until this morning, did it really hit home of how it really happened without me even really knowing. And it is because my mom got me a book for Christmas that I've actually been wanting to read, and I haven't even made it through the first chapter. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Some of you have probably already read it, just like anything else in life, but application is the key. So I was reading maybe a fourth of the first chapter before making this video, and it hit me really hard of how I became happy. And it was before I even read this book, and it was because I stopped giving a fuck. And we see this idea all over social media all the time, but the truth is that you still do. You really truly still do. You can say you don't give a fuck all you want, but you probably do. And I'm willing to bet that a lot of you give way too many fucks about way too many fucking things. So the concept of, let's go back to just trying too hard to be happy and how to stop trying, and it paradoxically becoming you, therefore becoming happy. We see a lot of ways to become happy, and we are told that we need to do certain things to become happy, and there's changes that we need to make to become happy. But what happens is we focus on trying so hard that then we feel like we fail ourselves because we're trying so hard to be happy that we're really, in essence, giving too many fucks when we really don't think we are. It's really just exemplifying your failures. You're telling yourself, okay, why don't I feel happy? I'm waking up in the morning and I'm telling myself, okay, today's going to be a great day. And I look in the mirror and I tell myself I'm beautiful, and I assure myself that everything is okay, and I'm really focused on being happy. That's because you're trying too hard. See, the problem is because when you do those things, you are essentially failing yourself. You're trying so hard at being happy that it's exemplifying your failure at becoming happy. And then it becomes this tangled web in your subconscious mind about your failures and lack of being able to achieve what you're trying to achieve. Well, the truth is, the problem is that you're trying. That's the whole problem, is that you're trying. When you try too hard for something, then it becomes this negative feedback loop in your mind. So it's really odd to me that like I said, I haven't even made it through half of the first chapter in this book, but that is when I had to stop, because I realized that is how I became happy, is because I was so focused on so many different things in life that I thought were going to make me happy, that I was trying way too hard. And I actually realized that on my own, but it just was, I wasn't sure, I didn't put my finger on it until now, is that I just stopped caring so much. And that doesn't mean you don't want to achieve things in life. It's that you don't put your value and your happiness on situations or things. It's we especially with the culture of social media, it's really, if anything, it's made us far less happy, and it's really become a psychological problem for a lot of people. And we all know the concept, but we aren't we aren't truly accepting things and applying it to our lives. We're not accepting our lives as they are. We the antithesis of being happy is contentment. And when we are on social media, we are constantly bombarded with people that we think have it all. They have the perfect relationship. They have the big house, and they have the nice cars, and they have the perfect job, and everyone's happy. And that's all bullshit. What they're trying to do, and that's exactly what I'm trying to say as far as trying too hard, is you don't have to convince yourself or anybody else that you are happy. You don't have to try to convince somebody when you're rich. You don't have to try to convince somebody when you are confident. You don't have to try to convince somebody when you have a great marriage. You don't have to try to convince anybody of anything if it truly exists, because it's already obvious. The truth is, when you're trying to become happy, is that you are trying to convince yourself and probably others around you that you're happy. And that's the problem. That's the problem, is you're trying to convince yourself. You care too much. And when you try to convince others that you are successful in life financially, because somehow being financially successful has become our standard of happiness, or our standard of, achieving things in life, which is a complete utter mind fucking bullshit. That people are trying to convince everyone around them on social media that they have something that the others don't, and it's just not true. You need to start to really take a look at what's going on social media, or even the outside world. It's not just social media, but it's exemplified more on social media, that when you have something, you never have got to convince anybody that you do. When there's somebody that's truly financially successful and they're rich, they don't have to convince anybody. When somebody has a truly successful and happy relationship, they don't have to get on there and convince anybody. When somebody is really truly happy and content, they don't have to get on there and convince anybody, because it's a reality. And that's where you guys, or I shouldn't say you guys, but a lot of us fuck up, is because we're trying to convince others of a false reality, instead of just accepting life as it is, accepting our situation as it is, accepting where we are financially as it is, accepting where our relationship is as it is. We're constantly told that we need more. We are constantly told that we need, everything is more. More money, better job, better body, better looking husband or wife, girlfriend, boyfriend. It goes on and on and on, and all we do is we glorify the things that we lack. That's not happiness. You will never find happiness when you glorify the things that you lack. You need to glorify the things that you have. And that is where the art of not giving a fuck really comes into play. Stop trying. When you stop trying, then you will realize, and your whole world is going to open up to a whole new concept of, when you truly don't give a fuck, then you don't worry about, nothing can faze you as far as your financial success, your relationship, your own happiness. you truly just accept life as it is, and you accept everything, and when all those pressures are relieved, that's where the happiness comes from. It's pressure. Me and my very best friend have been talking at long extent about this very concept, because he has been in a really, really, really bad place. Even though he plays it off well, I know him because he's my best friend, and he leans on me a lot. Is that he's been in a really, really bad place for probably every bit of 2 years, and he's finally pulling out of it, because the pressure of the things that he was going through were the cause of his unhappiness. Pressure makes us unhappy, and that pressure comes from giving a fuck. Be real clear about this. Pressure makes us unhappy, and that's because we give way too many fucks about things that won't make us happy ever. No relationship is going to make you happy. I don't give a shit how great it is. No job is going to make you happy. I don't give a shit how great it is. No amount of money, because the more of something, the more you get of something, the more you want it. We always think, okay, well, if I can make this amount of money, it's not enough, because then you're going to want more. I promise you. It's a vicious cycle. When we get a great relationship and things are going good, after the newness wears off, what do we want? We want more. We don't think that relationship is providing everything that it should. When we get a job that we like, it starts off really good and we're excited and we're happy, but then we want more. When you start to have sex, you think, oh, this is great, and then you want more. It's never, ever, ever going to be enough. I don't care what it is in life. When you start to work out, when you start to see your body change, and you're really, really proud of yourself, and you're like, wow, look how far I've come, and then you look at yourself in the mirror a week later, and you're like, I'm not happy with this. I need more. I need to go farther. I need to push harder. That's what society is teaching us, is more, 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 more. It's never, ever enough. You'll never, ever be good enough. You'll never, ever have enough. You'll never, ever reach the standard the society and the people around you are pressuring to make you feel like you need to achieve some certain level. Because even if you do reach that level, it's not enough. You got to get more, right? So here's the thing, is that you need to stop trying to be happy, because you are just exemplifying all the failures in your life. That's all you're doing. So I really would love to dive into this concept more. So I'll probably make more videos about this as more things start to come into my own realizations. And but I really want you guys to take some time in this and really think about it in your own life, and what you're doing, and how hard you're really trying in all these areas in life, and how much you didn't even realize that all you're doing is exemplifying your own failures rather than being happy and content where you're at. So I never thought that I would ever say this in my life, but as far as a lot of the different areas of life, especially in trying to be happy, is stop trying. It's crazy. I never would have thought I said that, because I was a hard ass and thought you had to work so hard and push so hard and keep going and push through everything. And my life experiences and age and wisdom is teaching me something far different. Stop trying. Okay, y'all. So it's I guess I should start my day. If you guys have any comments, please comment below. Please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell to get notifications of any future videos that I post. And hope you guys have a great rest of your day.